morning. My name is Louis.agudo of the Open Door Insurance Group, and today I'm here at the Sandy Springs Diner on Roswell Road in Sandy Springs with the Eyed Optimist group, a group dedicated to helping small business owners and new business startups work with each other, help each other grow their businesses. Today, it's my pleasure to have Hilliard of Agito Consulting. He's appeared nationally in Forbes magazine, Black Enterprise, and the Martha Zella Morning Show. He's a public speaking powerhouse who specializes in delivering high-energy, thought-provoking sessions that keep people coming back for more. He helps entrepreneurs, employees, and business professionals learn how to network like a pro and how to overachieve without overcommitting. He's also a best-selling author of the book, Networking Like a Pro, Turning Contacts into Connections. And it's my pleasure to introduce Hilliard. Welcome, Brian.
Thanks a lot for having me.
So what is Agito Consulting and how did it come about?
Well, you know, it's a funny story. What we originally started doing was we were trying to find a name for our business. I actually started this about 10 years ago, back in 2001. And we were looking for a lot of things in terms of putting things into action. You know, a lot of the groups that I had met from a coaching and consulting standpoint, it was very much of a just kind of have the conversation but not really put it into action. So Agito is actually the Latin word for agitate. And what that means is to be able to, we believe that we're putting real-life techniques into motion every single day. So that's how we came up with that.
So, Brian, what do you attribute your success in networking to?
Well, you know, one of the things that we started was, I started my business back in 2001, like I'd mentioned earlier, and actually my mom is a motivational speaker. So one of the things that we were able to do early on was really see and understand what it meant to be an entrepreneur. And as a result of that experience, I found out that really networking is about who you know, right? It's about making sure that you have a process around not only getting to know people, but deepening that relationship. And I think that when you're networking like a pro, you understand that it's not about getting or anything like that. It's about understanding people. It's about meeting them where they're at. And then at the end of the day, it's about leveraging that relationship, however you may find that in your personal and professional life.
Can you share with me some of the most common mistakes that you find business owners make in networking?
Oh gosh, you know, I think a lot of times the biggest one I would think is they think of networking as an end in and of itself, right? So I'm going to go and I'm going to network and I'm going to go get a bunch of leads. You know, I'm going to jump in the car, I'm going to go to the chamber, I'm going to go to the whatever business meeting, and I'm going to pass out my cards, right? Because I need to get some leads so that I can get some business, and I'm going to call that kind of networking. And I think that a lot of people make the mistake of thinking that that's what networking is all about. In my mind, networking is about creating a visible identity. It's about being able to differentiate yourself in the mind of the other person. You know, one of the things that we started talking about when I wrote my book on networking like a pro is the idea of being able to differentiate yourself in the mind of the other person. Are you asking the right questions? Are you meeting them where they're at? Are you engaging them to a point where when they meet you, they feel good about having networked with you, as opposed to the guy that's just handing out business cards? So I think if you can engage people, ask questions, and be genuinely interested in them, then that, to a large part, gets you networking like a pro.
Do you think most people network short-term?
Short term, yeah, like a nanosecond. You know,
yeah.
It's kind of like one of the quick stories I'll tell real quick is I think networking, you know, if it's just about handing out business cards, we have a dog, his name is Barley. He's a Shiba Inu, which really means he looks like an overgrown chow, okay? And I said, you know what I can do? I can take Barley into a networking event, right? I can take him, and he's a smart dog, so he'll understand what you say if you want to do this. You put a little satchel over him with like a horse. And on one side you say, put your business card here with a sign. On the other side, you have your own business cards. I'll push Barley into the room, all right? I'll ship him off to the chamber. I'll shoot him right into the room. I guarantee you 2 hours later that Barley is going to have business cards on the right-hand side. Now my question is, did he network? Well, I would say no, but a lot of times people laugh and they say, oh, ho, 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 ho. Right, except isn't that how they do it? They go into the room, right, they're handing out cards, they're doing their thing, and they come back with a stack of cards. I love that. I got a stack of cards that I networked and I met with people. So no, I think that people don't have a long-term approach. I think a lot of people do kind of network at the minute, at the point of attack, and I think that at the end of the day, it's kind of productive.
What is the best advice that you can give someone who's starting out in business about networking?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think the biggest thing I could tell people is that to understand that networking is a process. Okay? First of all, marketing is a process, but we're specifically talking about networking. Networking is a process. You want to meet people, and you need to have a game plan in mind as to where you're going to go. So one of the things that we teach, we do a lot of intensives and coaching and stuff like that. One of the things that we teach in our class is you want to be able to meet with the person initially. That's that visible identity that I just talked about earlier. From there, you want to be able to follow up with that person. You know, if it's a nice to meet you card, if it's an email, whatever the case may be. You can even do a phone call. I'm fine with that. After that, you are linking in, you're engaging some Facebook, LinkedIn, other social media, and then from there, you're kind of seeing how you can help them, whether that's inviting them up to your meetup group here, whether that's inviting them over to a BNI chapter, whether that's inviting them out to the chamber. Become a connector with people that you meet in your network, so that what should happen at the end of the day is the people that you network with should turn into be a credible network. That's a capital C, capital N, so that they feel that they're a part of your community.
I'd like to thank my guest again, Brian Hilliard. Two of his books, How to Overachieve Without Overcommitting, and bestseller, Networking Like a Pro. Take a look at them. They're a great read. Again, my name is Louis.agudo, Open Door Insurance at the Sandy Springs Diner over in Roswell Road. Happy you can be with us, and until we see each other again, be well.